Dalia Chavez reporting from DC News. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the children that are being separated at the border from their parents and how this can affect their lifetime health. So in 2017, the Trump administration quietly began a controversial project which included the children being taken away from their parents at the border, or the people that tried to cross the border. Now, Trump believed that the people who tried to cross the border into the United States were all criminals, and also many Americans believed that all the immigrants that try to cross the border just came to steal or take away the American jobs. But most of the jobs that these immigrants took over were picking crops, working in the meat industry, in many different industries, and all these jobs are the jobs that many Americans do not want to take over. So this is where the immigrants come in and take over. Now, when we asked these people, these immigrants, why they chose to cross the border knowing that they were at really high risk of their children being taken away, they let us know that they had no idea, and if they knew or they had an idea that that would happen, they wouldn't even try crossing the border. Many of the people that try to cross the border have children, and sometimes there's children that try to cross the border and they have no parents. When we asked these children why they were trying to cross the border on their own, they let us know that they tried to cross the border because they wanted a better education. Now, for the people that had children, the immigrants that did have children, they took the children away to shelters, and the parents had no idea that the children would be taken away. They were lied to. When we talked to one parent, he told us that when they got caught, they were taken to a shelter together, and they weren't even together for 24 hours when his daughter was taken away. They let him know that there was no room in the bus for both of them to go onto, so she went on a different bus and he went on a different bus, and he was sent back to his country in Guatemala, and the little girl stayed in the state where they were caught, in a shelter. And every time he tries to call her, they just tell him to keep calling again over and over. Now, you may be asking, what are the health risks for these children and how is this going to affect their lifetime? So, for a kid to be developing properly into adulthood, he needs his parents for them to guide them. According to a psychology professor at the Columbia University, he states, and I quote, "The brains of children who have experienced such a breach appear to be hypervigilant to threat, a hallmark of PTSD, or as we all know as post-traumatic stress disorder." Well, now you may ask, well, how bad can this be? Well, psychologists say that an early experience of this can cause a major factor of mental illness later in life. He also states that these effects can last a long lifetime or many, many years. This is Dalia Chavez reporting from DC News.